But would you be open to like men staying home and raising children if they had the option?
That sounds great on paper, but women don't allow that. They don't want a man.
Why do you think we get child support, and why do you think we get tax benefits and so many benefits as single mothers?
I'm going to dispute that heavily. That's not entirely true. There's
the reason why listen, it doesn't matter what I personally think. The reality is when the woman is in a breadwinner position, divorces go up, relationships fail, it doesn't work. It sounds great on paper, and this is the problem with, no offense to you ladies, you guys are very leftist and liberal in your views, which is fantastic, because I wish the world operated the way that you guys think it should and ideally, but I don't operate on ideal, I operate on what's real. Women don't respect and they don't take men seriously that earn less money than they do on a balance of probabilities. Most women want to be with a man that earns significantly more than they do, about 56% to be exact, and that is how relationships typically stand together and marriages stay strong, is when the man is in a breadwinner position with the woman. And hey, I wish it was. I'd be open to more guys staying at home, but it doesn't work. Women don't like that.
So Myron raised an interesting point there, which is this expectation, let's say, for women to do the child rearing and to be at home, is that a societal expectation, or is it in fact an innate sort of expectation that exists between men and women anyway?
Societal expectation.
But don't you think now that kind of everything's up for grabs? Because I don't think anybody in mainstream society would say a man shouldn't stay at home and look after the kids. I think now anybody can really design their lifestyle as they want to. I don't believe there's any societal expectation against it now. So therefore, what's the problem? The question I want to ask actually the panel is, when do you think? Because we've talked about how women were disadvantaged in the past in various different ways, and now it seems to me, as Myron said, we've reached a point where actually, if anything, there's been a bit of an overcorrection. So when do you think the correction should cease and we should all just say, okay, right, it's fine now, everyone can just do what they want?
Well,
does that make sense?
I kind of understand where you're coming from. I think there's two things to take into consideration. The reason why I kept talking about before about, women are expected to make more like the domestic house chores, et cetera, is because when you talk about, men having to earn higher, well, if they earn the same amount or less, the woman is still doing more work at the house and outside of the house.
Yeah.
So that's why women are looking towards people who earn more, because that way it's a little bit more even. Are you saying, okay, now there's less societal expectation, men can go and stay at the house, et cetera? Yes, change takes a little bit of time. I think that is changing, but it's also important to note that a lot of men were not raised with these skills. Their mothers did not teach them how to do laundry, how to wash the dishes, how to clean the house. And I don't want to blame women, but yeah, it's kind of women's fault as well.
This is the social construct
I
argument.
wasn't taught to wash dishes. I wasn't taught to cook. My mom didn't cook me shit. I had to figure it out.
Right.
I got kicked out.
Who taught your mom though?
Huh?
Who taught your mom?
My mom don't cook. My mom wouldn't even feed me. I started working since I was 14.
There has to come a point in your life.
My father ain't in the picture. You know how shut the fuck up.
There has to come a point in your adult
Let me
life
finish.
where you start parenting
Let me finish.
yourself.
Yeah.
I agree.
Let me finish because I let y'all finish.
Seriously.
You know how I started? I learned when I had my child, because and when I moved in with my ex, the baby daddy.
It's funny
I had to figure it out.
You know why? Because reality hit. You had a kid. But
Exactly.
the leftist ideology is when you don't have kids, when you're young, when you're in college protesting, and then you start creating everything as a social construct and you ignore what reality is. That's when you could ignore biology. That's when leftists start saying that gender.
Is it not reality?
But I'm seeing the parallels, like the she-they thing, that you're saying gender is a social construct. These ideas and these expectations are a social construct. Race is a social construct. The reality is race is real, gender is real, and biology is real. All of these expectations exist for a reason, not because some men just created this. It's because this is where we fall in line. It's not a societal expectation because someone just wrote up these rules and decided to persecute women. These existed because of biology.
Wait, I have a question.
But,
So do you not think it's biological, like men are not biologically capable of doing household chores?
No, I think they are. I think they are.
Anybody can.
I think anybody. I think
Here's the
any
thing. I got this right now. This will just, because here's the thing you fail to understand, ladies. Men are capable. Women are capable. But the problem is what's optimal, okay? That's what you guys keep forgetting. Just because someone is capable of something does not mean that they're optimal at doing something. The way things optimally work is men stay at home, women stay at home, men go work. That's how the United States was built. If you look at any first world country, it was built on a nuclear family. How's a nuclear family built? Man goes to work, he creates resources, excess resources for him and his family, comes back, gives the money to the wife and the children. They're able to thrive. She stays at home. She takes care of the home and the children. So this is how it's worked. This is why the United States is the superpower it is now, because of the nuclear family through the 50s, etc. Now, the 1960s, things started to shift. Feminism hit. Women want to enter workforce, etc. Fantastic. The infrastructure is already built. Now we're able to sit here and debate about the situation. But the reality is, the modern world that you enjoy today was built on men going to work, creating resources to be able to get a wife, getting that wife, and creating a nuclear family. That is how society was built.
That the nuclear family is a relatively recent conception, like the 1950s.
No, it's been around forever. It's been around forever.
Let's talk
I'm just saying that's when it thrived. I'm talking about the United States. In particular.
Any society, agrarian families were the way the family's units were structured. Women would have 13 to 20 children in their life.
Yeah.
Very regularly. That does not resemble a nuclear family, right?
Okay.
You're missing the point. The point I use the nuclear family is simply an example for the United States in this example. What I'm saying in general, the world was built optimally, and we were able to progress as a species by men going to work, hunting and gathering, while women stayed at home and took care of the home. So I'm not saying men aren't capable of doing it. But what I'm saying is that to operate optimally, men go work, women stay at home. That's how it's been forever.
Okay, Miss Scientist, Miss Biology, according to scientific facts, right? Scientific fact. By nature, do you know what nesting is? If you guys studied maternity, because this is part of science. Okay, something called nesting, which is a fact. By natural, when we're about to give birth, we naturally start preparing the house, cleaning by natural. It's an instinct as a human being. If we have that instinct naturally, biologically, then obviously, by nature, we're supposed to be.
And it's funny that you realize that after becoming a mother, because this is the reality of modern feminists and leftists, is they run around saying all this stuff after they leave college or woke indoctrination camp, and they make all these idealistic expectations about this is how it should be. And you were like that too until you had a kid and you realized this is how I'm hardwired. But this is why there's more people not having kids. This is why there's less marriages. This is why everything is crumbling and the nuclear family is a thing of the past.
I mean, you're not wrong. That children.
Sorry, Troy, you were trying to say something, then I'll turn it back to you girls.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because as I said, I reckon all bets are off. So I reckon in 2023, any couple could get together in Miami or London or anywhere else, and they could agree between them, right, the guy's going to stay at home and the woman's going to go to work. And that will be absolutely fine. There's no societal pressure against that. But imagine if you're a guy and you write on your Tinder profile or whatever, yeah, I want to be a stay-at-home dad and I just want to, I want you to go out for work and I'll look after the kids.
She laughed. Did you notice that?
How successful is that profile going to be? Probably not very successful, I think. And the reason for that is not because of societal pressure, it's because women don't find that archetype attractive, okay? Which suggests to me that this is in some way innate.
Yeah,
right.
As
But of course,
having a preference towards it is different than a biological reality, right? You're talking about social preferences.
Well, no, I mean, if a guy wrote on his profile, what I'm looking for is I want to be a stay-at-home dad and you earn the money and I'm just going to sit at home and look after the kids.
And cook and clean.
How attractive is that going to be?
Wait, but conversely, do you think anybody who's putting that on their Tinder profile is going to attract a mate? Like, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom.
If you put that, I'm swiping right.
No,
Hell
really?
yeah. Hell yeah.
It's
If you put that same bio, I want to stay at home, I want to raise kids, I like cooking and cleaning and doing laundry, swipe right.
No, like the way you framed it was that like I'm gonna mooch off of like my partner or whatever.
It's a hypothetical example, of course, but the point remains that would most women in general find that proposition to be attractive? Is that what they're looking for in a man?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that women don't have any faith when men say they're going to do that shit. When men say, "Oh, I'm going to take home, I'm going to clean, I'm going to do laundry," women don't believe them. Women believe that, "Oh no, you know what's going to happen? I'm going to have to do that." Because historically, men don't know how to do chores because they weren't taught to.
Well, would women viscerally find that attractive though? Would they find that viscerally arousing? The guy saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to sit at home and watch daytime TV and look after the kids."
No, if a guy said, "Oh, I want to be a good father. I want to focus on raising my children, and I'd be willing to do the housework to be able to be a good father," I would find that attractive.
Okay, everybody's different.
But anyways, it doesn't matter.
We're getting perhaps not, but I can think of a ton of female archetypes now
Do you
that
like
would
it?
find that arrangement to be preferable. So if you're a woman you've worked your ass off to go through, 4 years of college,
That's not
you
true.
get your JD, you become a lawyer, and you are only looking to move up within
Nope.
your field, but you also want to have a family. And you want somebody there to care for your children.
Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. This is exactly
That
what
is
happens. This is
what
the
you- what
rise
you
of the childish
described
family.
Would be extremely appealing to the
Why are
woman.
there
I'm
no,
describing.
why are there no
Wait,
male
how is
action
it
heroes
different?
who sit at home and look after the kids then? Why does James Bond not say, right, I'm going to put my feet up and look after the kids? Because that's not an archetype in general that women find to be viscerally attractive. And this is the point. This is the
Well,
point.
you're talking
because-
about standards that appeal to men, right? I would say that like most action films are geared towards the male gaze,
How
right?
many women watched?
All right,
James
ladies,
Bond?
this is incredible. Hold
Every
on.
woman.
You guys are just arguing. This is a ludicrous argument. Like, are we seriously sitting here arguing that women don't prefer men that are the breadwinners and leaders and providers? Like,
No,
here's
no,
the thing that
No.
he's trying to say. If a man puts on his profile, I want to raise my kids and stay at home, etc., he will get far less matches than a woman that did the same. Why is that? Because men don't give a shit about a woman's ability to provision. However, women care a lot about a man's ability to provision. Now, what you said before, if a woman wants to go in and climb the ranks and make money, etc., that sounds great on paper, but guess what happens when women make more money and go up the social status? They want a man on their level, if not better. So as women make more money and get more status, they want a guy equal, if not preferably better.
More.
So women become victims of their success most of the time. And this is why career women chronically stay single, because they can't find a guy on their level that fulfills their hypergamous need to be with a man that is better than them. Women want a man who's superior to them in almost every way. And that's
Stay-at-home
fine.
dads are just
Maya,
not
you
But
attractive.
it's a
keep
biological
ignoring-
difference. So I know what you're saying. Well, guys don't want to do chores, or if a guy didn't want to do chores, I'd be attracted to that.
No, you
The
wouldn't.
reality is, for most women, that is at the bottom of the list. If
Most
there was a guy
women,
that's capable,
exactly.
No,
they
I
want a
never
man
said
to
that a
provide.
woman would be attracted
They
to
want a
that
man
sort of man.
because
I was explaining
they
it
want a
perfectly.
man. They want a man that could provide chores, and staying at home with the child is irrelevant to most women.
Exact to most women. If you like a scrub, okay,